Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us for a Q&A on custom logos. This is a new format for us. We're just literally going to take questions on custom logos. I mean, I have some sort of idea of what we're looking for, or what our most commonly asked questions on custom logos is, but this is very much a back and forth conversation today. So I hope all of you are staying healthy and adapting to whatever your new work circumstances are. Personally, I am working from home today and have been for the last couple of weeks, which has been a little bit of an adjustment for me. I have two teenage daughters. One's in college, is a music ed major, so she's spending lots of time playing various musical instruments, which is absolutely lovely, but it does break focus a little bit. So that's what I'm adapting to on my side. But we're all doing what we have to do, and we're in this together. So hopefully we can just keep trudging through. So this is a great opportunity during some of these downtimes that we're all experiencing right now to take advantage of educational resources that are out there, brush up on various things, and have some of these Q&A sessions that we're having now. Stahls has tons and tons of various different things going on that you can take advantage of. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to our custom upload dashboard and just start working through that a little bit and walking through things with you. And then as you get questions, as you have things that you want, if you have questions right off the bat, just go ahead and start typing them in the chat, and I will start answering them for you. And hopefully we'll just get through this, and I'll show you some great resources that you can utilize. But just go ahead and start typing your questions into the chat. So right off the bat, Jennifer has a question on what is the best product for dye migration to prohibit or eliminate dye migration. There's a couple different options that are available to you. When we're talking about full color digital printing, we would recommend the Stop material, which is specifically named Stop because it will prohibit or block dye migration. And you're going to want to use, that's a CAD Prints digital transfer that you'll use when you have multiple color images or super fine detail, because it's a full color digital print, CMYK printing. It had the material itself, the media has a charcoal backing that will, it actually absorbs any dye migration. So it's great for 100% polyester, even dye sublimated garments. In addition to that, it has a low application temperature, so it will go on relatively low. So it will also help when you heat apply it. I think it's 300. So when you heat apply it, you're not bringing out the dyes because they have a tendency to draw toward the heat. So that's the Stop. When you're talking about CAD cut and you're getting into single or even double, two color or minimal colors, then we can talk about like the CAD cut thermofilm, which is great for like sports uniforms, or we have a silicone dye block, which is that rubbery sort of texturized that also helps to block the dye migration. So that is the answer to those two questions. And let me get over to our upload and make sure that you can see my screen when we get over there. Here we go. Okay, so everyone should be able to see the custom uploader. We have a lot of filtering tools when you're doing uploading that will help you choose products as well. So if we just go to the artwork uploader, if you're not already logged into the website when you're online and you go to the artwork uploader, the first thing it's going to ask you to do is log in. I am already logged in. You can see it says here, hello, Michelle. I'm not Michelle, I'm Alison, but I'm logged into Michelle's account. And you can see these notifications here that are specific to the artwork uploader, and it'll say my dashboard. And if we go to our dashboard, we'll see the different notifications that are there. But this is kind of how we help you manage. But if you go to Artwork Uploader, the first thing that it's going to do, and there's some really great tools here. First of all, you can go to your dashboard. When you go to your dashboard, that will show you everything that's already in your dashboard, whether it's in process to be a proof creation, whether we have a question on it, whether it's, you know, ready to order. Anything regarding that will be in your artwork dashboard, and that's specific to you, only to your account. That's the big orange button that we have here. The second one that I think is very important and helpful is this custom logo cost estimator. I encourage customers to have this, you know, as a quick reference or a shortcut, because the nice thing about this is when you're talking to a customer, when you have a client, and maybe you don't have artwork, because sometimes people, you know, we get all the time where customers don't have artwork that they can give us at this moment, but they have some sort of idea of what they're looking for. You can get a quick quote without having to upload anything. You don't have to upload any artwork. You can just answer a couple of questions and we'll generate a quote for you with multiple price breaks, so you can kind of see where we're going. So in that last conversation that we were having with regards to which product would be great for dye migration, we were talking about the Sublistop material. And so Sublistop is a CAD prints material. So if we click on CAD prints, it's going to ask us in the next section too, which product do I want? And CAD prints is essentially a full color digital transfer. So within full color digital transfers, we have a variety of different offerings. We have banners, we have digital transfers or logos, helmet stickers, static clings, which, you know, speak for themselves, stickers or decals, and then we have the removable, repositionable wall graphics. So we know that we're going on a garment because we want a black dye migration, so we're going to choose a digital transfer logo. And then the next question that it's going to ask us is what garment is it going on, or what fabric type? And again, this is our way of trying to filter out what is the best product to use when. So in this case, we're going to want a black dye migration. So we're either probably doing 100% polyester or we're doing a neoprene. So I'm going to choose 100% polyester. It's going to ask me if the fabric color is light or dark. And this is also important because light color polyesters typically don't need a dye blocker, but dark color polyesters will. So we're going to choose dark, and then it's going to give me a variety of different options. So you have express print, we have glitter flake, permatwill, soft opaque, super tech opaque. Here's that super tech Sublistop, and then textured twill. These are all going to be applicable onto 100% polyester. So they're going to heat apply just fine. We're going to veer toward the super tech Sublistop because in this case, we want to make sure that we're blocking dye migration. The next thing that it's going to ask you is for the size. What is the actual size of your design? And, you know, if we wanted to do, let's say, a 4x4, we can plug that in, and then it's going to generate a price quote for us. So here's your price calculator. It's going to tell you price breaks up to 500 pieces, how many, what the per piece price is, and then it'll also let you know that the minimum order quantity is 10 pieces or more. So all of our CAD prints products have a $25 minimum. So it's not a piece count, it's a price count. So however many pieces you'll need to order to get to that $25 minimum is what you would, what would be the minimum here. If you put in the amount of pieces that you want, it will calculate the order total for you. And then it will quote any additional fees, you know, if there are any, when you're actually uploading one. So this is the quick quote that you can use for quoting things for your customers. Let's look at the example of the silicone, just so that I can give you a little bit of a different idea. So if we did CAD cut designs, which CAD cut is our vinyl material, and that's what I said in your single or 2-color designs, that's where you would look instead of a full color digital transfer. If you choose CAD cut, number of colors or materials, we'll just choose one, then it's going to give you, again, a list of different materials. So we're going to choose the silicone dye block because that was one that we said would be great for blocking dye migration. And then it will give you the pricing here. In the CAD cut materials, the minimum is a piece count, so it's 5 pieces. So you can see if you only needed 5 pieces, you'd be at $3.92 a piece. And if you put 5 pieces in here, then you would get that $20. So you could go either way with a product to block dye migration. Those are the 2 that I recommend. And now you can see how the quick quote goes. So I'm going back over to our chat window and I do see a couple more questions. So Jennifer is also asking, how long do logos last? Everything that Stahls sells is very much tested for the sports industry, because that's, our target market most of the time is specifically geared toward team jerseys. So most everything that we're going to sell is going to, we always say, outlast the lifetime of the garment, but we wash test everything to 50 washes. So 50 washes is it's actually a very high industry standard. And we have lots of products that, are compliant well beyond that. But, sometimes you'll have garments that'll have holes in it before the product is actually, coming off of the garment. And again, that holds true if you're using the right product with the right garment and you're following the proper application instructions. So they are very durable and do last. Maria's asking if custom logos are sheeted or in like a gang sheet. Everything that we do on the Stahls side is priced per image or per logo. When we manufacture them, we do print and cut on rolls of material. So it is quite possible that when you receive your order, you would receive multiple images on one carrier sheet. But the quotes and the pricing and everything is all based on per logo pricing. There isn't any gang sheet pricing. Okay, so Jennifer's also asking about storing of logos. So custom logos stored in, low moisture areas, we always say in a dry, cool place. They're going to vary a little bit versus like if you're using like plastisol transfers versus vinyl transfers, but, a year to 2 years in some cases. Plastisol transfers, you're going to be looking at more like a year shelf life, just to be certain that you don't get any drying out or cracking of the inks. But custom logos on the vinyl side would definitely be, 2 years, not a problem at all. But one thing I can tell you that will help you immensely is those silica packs. So we always recommend when you can use, especially with your plastisol transfers, to use those silica gel packs. Store them in a Ziploc bag with one of those. I have customers that just keep them from everything. Whether you get a new handbag, you get a leather coat, you get, anything, those silica packs come in everything all the time. Just make a jar at home, put them in with those jars and save them for your your storing of your various different things. Because one of those in a package makes a really big difference in keeping moisture out, especially if you're in one of those humid climates that I'm not in at the moment. Okay, so let me go back to some more questions. These are great. Thank you for sending them in. Wendy Wolf. Oh, so Wendy's asking, she's new to this, so how do you decide which material would work best? So that's a really great question and a really common question that we really do hope that some of the filtering on the website will help you. what I recommend first that you do is get a little bit familiar with the different materials or service products that are available in custom logos. So if you go to the uploader and you're in this first step where it's asking you what service type you want, if you hover over the little I, the information, it's going to do a big fly out and it's going to give you a description of pretty much what everything is. So CAD prints is full color. That's like the most important thing to know about CAD prints right off the bat. It's full color. So when you get into multiple colors, 4, 5, 6, colors, CAD prints is going to be the go-to way to go on the Stahls side. Custom CAD cuts, 1, 2, or 3 color designs. So custom CAD cut designs, obviously, you're going to be in that spot color range, 1, 2, or 3 colors. Anytime you get more, 3 or even more, you're going to want to go back to a digital transfer. And that's all going to be based on the pricing model. So CAD prints, digital transfers are priced per square inch. Colors do not fall into it. So if you order a 1 color CAD prints design or 16 color CAD prints design, the price is going to be the same because it's a full color CMYK printing process. It doesn't matter how many colors you're getting. If you order a CAD cut custom design, those are spot color materials. So that's literally a roll of vinyl material that we're cutting. And if you have 3 colors, we're going to cut 3 different materials. And when you heat press them, you're going to heat press 3 different pieces. There's a clear mylar carrier for ease of lining up. But it will be a little bit more labor intensive to do something like that. But the advantage to custom CAD cut is you can get just 5 pieces if you have an order that so needs it. The other differentiates between the CAD prints and the custom CAD cut designs is CAD prints it does have a lot of different materials in it, but as far as specialty finishes go, you're going to be looking at like glitter flake. There's a glitter flake availability, and then there's a permatwill, which is a woven transfer option. With custom cutting, this is where your custom twill would be, your felt if you're doing fabric, sewing, applique, and also in our CAD cut materials, we have so many different unique finishes, metallics, glitter flake finishes, hologram, reflectives. So if you're looking for a specialty finish, you're going to want to start in the CAD cut. Custom cut letters and numbers in this middle section, this is legitimately what it says. It's a custom cut letter and number. So you want your own font, a custom font that we don't offer, that's where you want to go. It's going to be numbers or letters. That's all that is as far as everything else goes. So Flex Styles by Stahls is the full color textured emblems. So those are those great like rubberized emblems that are, high end, going to have texture, dimension, lift, all those fantastic things, which I'll show you some pictures of those in a few minutes. And then obviously leather patches and 3-dimensional embroidery patches are 2 of our patch options that are available to you. And they are specifically what they say, leather patches and 3D. So these last 3 are really like, if that's what you're looking for, if you're looking for a flex style, a leather, or a 3D. The other 4 up top, obviously the first 2 are the ones that you're going to focus on mostly. Is it going to be a full color or is it going to be a multiple color? So once you get to that option, if you choose, custom cut designs, then you're going to have the option of CAD cut, Kiss cut, sim stitch, or standard. And again, there's this great informational eye here that's going to tell you CAD cut custom logos are cut from the most popular CAD cut materials. Each layer comes assembled on a carrier, so on and so forth. Custom Kiss cut logos this is your applique fabric. So your standard 100% polyester twill woven fabrics that you would use for applique. And Kiss cut comes all pre-assembled for you. So if you're ordering multiple colors, it would all come on one piece for you. You wouldn't have to lay out each color individually. Custom sim stitch logos are a no-sew option to an applique. So it's a fabric material, 100% polyester fabric material, just like the custom kiss cut, that has a laser etched stitch on it for you. So you can take a look at that, and we'll show you some pictures. And then standard designs is everything else. So, I mean, the two most popular categories here, we always try to push them to the front, but it'll be your CAD cut and your custom cut. Once you choose your CAD cut designs, then number of colors, and then you have the different materials. And materials are really going to be indicative of finishes or what you're heat applying to. And when you're actually uploading a piece of artwork, it'll give you some more help there as far as filtering goes. So that's kind of the way that we try to help you in the upload narrow down to what is going to be the best. If you have specific questions, obviously we have a wonderful customer service team that will very happily support you and guide you. The best thing that you can do is contact our 800 number and talk to a rep and tell them, what you have, how many pieces you have, how many colors you have, what kind of size design that you're looking for, and they will help guide you into the right way as far as we go this way. So we have those. We've talked about that. Maria's asking, when do you order from Stahls versus Transfer Express? This is a really great question, and a question that we get into very often. There's really only one overlapping product with us and Transfer Express, and that's the CAD Prints Digital Transfers. So CAD Prints Digital Transfers, you could order from us or from Transfer Express. The process is pricing is the same, product's the same, process is very, very similar. So in that instance, if you're looking for a CAD Prints transfer, most customers typically go with what they're most comfortable with or what entity they've been doing the most business with. So, if you're a Transfer Express customer already, obviously you don't have a Stahls account. That would kind of differentiate that for you. But otherwise, it's just going to depend on, what your comfort zone is there. The 3-dimensional embroidery patches, the custom CAD cut, the flex style leather patches, those are all products that Transfer Express does not offer. So if you needed those types of products, then obviously you would want to order them from Stahls. As far as regular artwork goes, when to go one versus the other, it's really going to fall into how many colors that you're doing when you do one versus the other. So custom CAD cut is going to be great for unique finishes and low quantities. CAD Prints Digital Transfers are going to be great for several colors and, lower quantities, like let's say 50 and under. When you get into, higher volumes or lower spot colors, let's say you have a one color design and you need 400 of them, Transfer Express is going to be the way to go all day long, especially depending on what you're putting it on. So sometimes it'll be economics of it. The best thing there is, like I said, just utilize our customer service team because they can help you. Transfer Express's customer service team can help you as well and guide you into the best product to use in the specific circumstances. Let's see. Maria's asking if there is a setup fee. So setup fees with regards to Stahls are always indicative of the artwork that you use. So if you give us vector art, full vector art, line art that we can size accordingly, we do not charge any setup fees at all, unless you want us to change various things in it, the text or something like that. But if you give us raster art, a raster image, we do charge a $20 setup fee, and that's for us to redraw it, because everything that we do here is going to depend on vector lines, whether we're cutting it or printing it with CAD prints, we still have to have a vector line to cut from. So we do need to do some cleanup or redrawing. So there's a $20 setup fee for raster art. That's a one-time fee. So you pay it the first time. If you reorder the same image again, we will not charge you that second time. You only pay it on the first one. And sometimes it's worth it if that's the only artwork that you have. Okay, so we are getting asked, what is the minimum order amount? The minimum order amount's going to vary by service product. So like I said, on the CAD prints product, it's going to be $25 worth. So whatever your per piece price is for transfers, $25 worth of that is what your minimum order is going to be. In the custom cutting section, it's a 5-piece minimum. Anything that you order there is going to be ordered in 5 pieces and then increments of 5 thereafter. So on and so forth. So that's the minimum there. Custom cut letters and numbers, same thing. You're going to be in the 5-piece mark. Our specialty transfers, 3D embroidery, flex style, and leather, those minimums are 25 pieces. So that gives you an idea of the various different minimums that you have. Let's see. So far, I think it looks like I've answered most of the questions. Let me show you in your actual dashboard what that looks like once you have uploaded some artwork. So when you upload artwork into Stahls.com, and I'll go through one whole one for you in a minute. Once you have products in here, designs in here, you will see, a variety of different things as you're scrolling through, okay? And anything that has this green line underneath it means that it's ready to order. It's already ready to order, good to go. So you can just click on this Start Order button, place your order. Anything that has a yellow line on it is in progress, meaning we have a question or we're doing something with it. So this one here this is a flex style design here that's pending sample creation. So we've ordered one. The pre-production samples have been ordered and we're waiting for the customer to get it. And then anything that's flagged red needs attention, and needs attention literally means something, we have a question for you. So this one here says its status is pending proof approval. So we're waiting for this customer to log in and approve this piece of artwork. All right, so that's kind of how you know, and we kind of over here try to tell you in the status feed what's happening. So this design up here is pending proof approval, this one's pending proof approval, and this one's pending proof approval. So those are those 3 notifications that we were looking for. Those are, we're waiting for you to do something. And then we give you this code here. And then it'll also tell you here, there are 2 different tabs that you have. You have custom art and you have archived. So custom art is live things that are in process, okay? So things that are, available for you to order at any time. And you can see this is a big account. There's several pages of custom artwork here that's ready to go. Archived art is either it's been canceled by you, the customer, or by us for one reason or another. Maybe, we decided we didn't need it, or it was re-entered for a different product. Sometimes you'll upload a piece of artwork and choose CAD cut silicone die block as an example. And when we get to it and we start dissecting it with you, we realize that, because of the amount of colors that it is, that's not going to be the best fit. And we will recommend that you do a CAD prints digital transfer. And so we will on the Stahls side switch that over for you after conversation, of course. And so we will archive the old one. Some of these are just past their reorder date. So we hold everything in reorder standing for 18 months after the first order is placed. So once you place that first order, we will keep artwork in the custom logo tab, custom art tab for 18 months. After 18 months, we'll move it to the archive tab because you haven't reordered it. And that's really just our way of trying to clean up the custom art tab for you so that you can still find it. It will remain on the archive tab for another year. So you get like 2.5 years really. And then if you need it and it was ready to order, you can just hit restore and it'll move it back to the custom tab. So it's kind of on an 18-month reorder standing. So if you the things that you reorder most are going to come up most frequently because this is going to be organized by date. So they'll be quick to find. And then the things that you haven't reordered in a long time, like I said, if it's been more than a year, it'll be on this archive tab. But again, it'll stay there for some period of time afterwards, and you can restore it anytime. The other thing that I think is really important to look at is you have this awesome search field. So many of our customers have, we have some substantial accounts that do lots of custom artwork, and they have design names for everything that correlate to something on their end, like a purchase order number or a design number. And they save those in their records, and they don't necessarily save the Stahls design number because that doesn't maybe make sense to them, which, of course, that's not necessarily anything that they want to look at. But we can search here by anything. So I can this is a searchable field. So if I just type in Gary, it's going to go through and find anything that we've typed in. So this artwork name is Gary Gone Fishing. So I can see that. If this design artwork name was, a number that correlated to something that meant something to you, you could search by that and that would come up. You can also search by the design number, our design number that's here. That's another quick way to search. Absolutely. So I encourage you to really, when you name these designs, when you upload them, name them something that's going to mean something to you in the event that when you need to come back and search for it, you'll be able to find it relatively quickly. You can also sort by artwork name, service type, or status. So if you want to see all the CAD prints orders that you've ever done, you can search by, it was a CAD prints, and that's the only thing that you can remember. You can search by that, and they'll organize them by service type. You can sort by date. And then you even have options to filter product status. So there's all different kinds of tools in here to try to make it easier for you to find and search things. One of the other things that I think is very important to know or understand about uploading artwork and using the artwork dashboard is when you get a piece of artwork uploaded and in process, and like this one, for example, is already ready to order. So it's been proofed and already ready to order. When I click on start, it gives me all the details. So this is telling me exactly what all of my choices were when I uploaded this originally. So it was going on a cotton poly blend, a light color. We chose CAD prints. Did we need to put an outline color on it? What material? So on and so forth. So I can see all of that. As I scroll down, I'm also going to see the customer details. So what was the account number? What was the email? What was the phone number? Who uploaded it? Sometimes you'll see uploaded by a rep because a lot of times, we'll help you out and do things for you. And then the art design. What was the name of the artwork? What's the design number? This is the original file name. So if you need to know what was the file that I originally uploaded, here it is. All this information is here for you. When it was submitted, the order number, the last order date, and then the original price quote that we gave you at the time that it was uploaded. In addition to that, as you scroll down, you'll see this was ready to order. But the slick thing about this is really the communication feed. So anytime we have a question or a status change to this piece of artwork at all, anything that we do with the artwork will automatically log something down in the communication feed. So you can see on this one, the original status was on March 13th in proof creation. So it went right to our custom artist team. And then the artist had a question, or they created the proof, so it was pending proof approval, but they wanted to call out that we don't print white ink in the clear media because the clear media is clear. So with the chosen material, no white in this design will show in the final product, and the white on the proof will be the garment color showing through. So we just wanted to make sure and call out that, you know, the customer understood that. If we had a question, let's say, you know, we had a question on how you wanted this artwork set up, this is where you would see it. And then you would get an alert to please log in and answer the question that we have. But you can always see this communication feed back and forth with the customer. So it's really a great way to see where you're at or where you're in the process. At any time at all that, you know, you might get confused or concerned about this communication feed, you can contact our customer service team and they can look at it with you. So we try really hard to keep everything all in the same place so that you can reference it relatively quickly and easily. But we're always here to help you. If you have, you know, any questions, please definitely call. So let me see. Let's go back to the questions. It looks like that is about all that we have at the moment. I think I've pretty much answered everything that's come in. Are there any other questions that you guys are looking to answer? Just trying to see what we have here. Okay. Well, I don't see any more questions coming in. So we've gone through the upload. I've showed you the informational things. Let me just go through one more. I'll show you exactly how to upload a new design, because we talked about the cost estimator. Here's the download for the artwork uploader user guide, which this is very helpful. You can print this off and then have this for reference when you go forward and you want to upload something else. There's a lot of the questions that we've talked about and a lot of the things that I've showed you are in this artwork uploader user guide. So that's something that's a downloadable link. But if we go, back to the artwork dashboard, the first thing that it's going to ask you to do when you want to upload a new design is it's going to ask you to attach the file. We accept all different kinds of file types, raster and vector. So we can go, and it tells you right here, AI, EPS, CDR, SVG, PDF, up to 50 megabytes. So if we just browse to attach, all right, so let's just pick something. I'm just going to pick something random out of here. So it's going to start uploading and you'll see it. And these are just the steps. When it's analyzing it, it's literally just analyzing it for size and to tell us if it's a raster versus vector artwork. And then it creates the thumbnail. And the thumbnail image is really so that you can verify right now in this step, did you upload the right piece of artwork? If you didn't, you can just click upload a new file and it'll go through this again. So once that's complete, and even while that's happening, you can continue down answering the questions, but you can choose the service type. So custom CAD cut designs. We're gonna say we're putting this one on to 100% cotton. We're gonna say dark. If anyone's wondering what a split front is, a split front is if you're putting it on a button-down jersey. So a button-down baseball jersey or jacket that's going to need to, or a zipper front, that you're going to need to split the design. So part of it will be on one side and part of it will be on the other. That's what a split front is. We don't see a ton of those anymore, but we do still see them. So we just call that out ahead of time. How many colors? It looks like this design, when we selected it, was one color. Okay, So when you get to the color option, it's going to say name the color selection, something that best describes its place in the overall design. So if we scroll back up to this thumbnail that we had, it looks like there's text and then some design elements inside of here. So if we wanted to do two colors, let's say we wanted to do the text one color, or we wanted to do a two color outline, like this could be white on black, we could put down here in the description, we could put all text, or you can put the text name. You can choose the material. We said we were going on cotton, so let's say this is fashion film, and we would choose the color, the black, and you can see the fashion film. We have tons of colors. Okay. So now this is the example of what we have in the actual file. You get a better idea. So let's say I wanted to change this to two color, like this is here. I would just go back up to this step and click two color, and then my description, I would choose inside letters, and we would make that white. Okay, and then in the second color description, we would choose outline letters, and I think those are hockey sticks. And then we would choose, you can make it a different material if you want, but in this case, we're going to choose fashion film matte black. Now it's going to automatically size this for me. So let's say I want this to go on the full front of a jersey. So I'm going to put 13 inches because it's going to go on a hockey jersey. Because this is vector art, and I know that because it says yes here, it's automatically going to calculate the size for me. So all I have to choose is 13-inch width, and it's automatically going to calculate the height for me. And it'll tell me what the actual size is going to be. If you upload a raster image, it will do the same. But a lot of times when you upload a raster image, there's like a background behind it. So we recommend, in order to get the best, most accurate price quote when you're uploading raster images, that you make the background size very close to the actual size of the image. So make the rectangle behind it just enough to go a little bit beyond. That way there, when you're getting price quotes, it's automatically sizing it and you're getting some good price quotes. And then the design name. So this is where I said you're going to really want to make sure that you use something that's going to resonate with you. So we would say, call this what it is. So when we go looking for it, you know, next year when we need to reorder it, we'll be able to find it. Specific instructions. So this is where you could say, change Braves to Indians, or remove this center mark, or arch the bottom reverse, whatever it is that you want us to know or change about this design. Or even if you just have a question, you can type it in the special instructions. At the bottom, here's the price quote. When you're uploading something, this is where you're going to get the actual price quote and how many pieces that you want. So let's say we need 10 of these. It's going to tell us what the total is going to be. And then it's going to outline any additional fees. So this is where you would see the raster image fee if there is going to be one. And then last step is contact information. And contact information is super, super, super important. So when you're logged into your account online, it's automatically going to take the shopper's registration information. So whatever account you're logged into, your email address and password and that person's name. Many different customers share one login across multiple employees, which is perfectly fine. But it's going to be very important in this step that you put the person and the email address and the phone number of the person that needs to be contacted in the event that we have a question or need to get a hold of you with regards to this artwork. This is going to be the fastest way for us to get in contact with you. And we will call, especially if it's if we know it's time sensitive, or if it's something that we feel is better handled via a communication versus back and forth emailing or messaging each other. We'll definitely give you a call. So Please, please, please give us the best contact information here, because this can definitely help expedite an order if we can get a hold of you relatively quickly. And then lastly, you have the choice to save for later or submit. And this is kind of, a nice feature, because if you are quoting something for a customer and you did take the time to upload it, but you're not ready to pull the trigger on it, you can save it for later. It'll still be there when you come back. We'll even send you a nice reminder that says, hey, you started this design, but you never finished it. And you don't have to go through all these steps again next time. And then if you want to submit the artwork, you can submit it. And I'm going to go ahead and submit this one. Once you submit it, you'll see it. It'll go right to your artwork dashboard, and you'll see that it is in a yellow status, meaning it's in progress, and status should be review. So whenever you upload something that's a product, it's going to go to review first. So we're going to look at it. One of our artists is going to pull your artwork, pull all of your requests, and they're going to know relatively quickly within the next couple of hours if this is something that we can create for you, or if we recommend something else. And then you're going to hear back from us. After it's reviewed, you may just get a status update that says it's pending proof creation, because you've chosen everything great. You knew exactly what you wanted. We can create it for you. So we're going to send it right on to the next step, which is to the artist, and it's going to be pending proof creation. But that's when, and you'll always get a status update at every time. And you'll know exactly where it is. And you can always come back to the artwork dashboard and check on it to see where it is. With regards to artwork, review should be done same day. Art proof creation should be done next day. So we say 24 hours to get approved. So usually within 1 to 2 business days, you've got a design that you're able to approve and place an order for. Product shipping, as far as custom logos go, we ship custom logos within 24 hours of you actually approving the art and placing the order. So, if you ordered it, this morning, like before 10:30 or 11, it would ship today, this afternoon. If you ordered it tomorrow afternoon, it would ship tomorrow. So, and you get ship dates. So if we wanted to, let's say this one here is already ready. This was one we were looking at earlier. If I wanted to actually order this, I could click order now, because this is already approved, ready to order artwork. It's going to default to the material for me. I'm going to tell it how many pieces I wanted. And then this is your standard shopping cart. All of our transactions, everything is over here on the side. I'm going to accept the terms and conditions. It's going to give me a price quote here, and I'm going to add it to cart. If I go to my shopping cart, it's going to tell me what it is I'm ordering. It's going to give me that thumbnail. So I have all this really great information when I'm placing my order. So I can continue to shop, or I can continue to check out, or I can save my cart for a later date. Okay, so I removed it from my cart because I didn't want to check it out. But if you went to the next step of checkout, it would actually give you a ship date, and then it will allow you to choose the shipping options and how quickly that you need it. So, so you can actually see what it is when you want to go place an order. I wanted you to be able to see what that looks like. So we've talked about the cost estimator. We've talked about how to upload artwork. We've talked about how to place an order once it's uploaded and approved. Are there any other questions? So Maria asked how long the process takes. Pretty sure I covered all of that with regards to proofing and ordering. Again, 3 to 4 business days, you should be able to have something done and ordered. Jennifer's asking, what's the best roll of vinyl for dye migration? It would be between the silicone dye block and the CAD cut thermofilm, depending on how much detail that you need and how many colors, if you were looking for a roll. But you could go either way there. Well, I do not see any other questions coming in. And we've spent a lot of time going through the upload and answering a lot of questions. So I do hope that everything that you wanted to know about custom logos and as far as Stahls goes was answered or addressed. As always, we are available to speak to you. So if you hang up the phone and you think of something when we're done today, please contact our customer service team. We are, fully staffed and working and answering calls to help you. And we always record these, so this will be here for reference. And there's tons of educational resources on our website that can help with custom logos. So I appreciate everyone's time today. And I thank you very much for joining us. And again, please take advantage of our customer service team if you have any other questions.